Greetings, patients, and welcome back to another episode of the Doc Docs. My name is Doc Hak, not to be mistaken with Doc Hak. I'm basically the robot Hawk with a HoloLens on his face, and quite fittingly for my first episode, I will be discussing augmented reality. Something that I have the fortune of being able to experience at all times. Because, well, I was built this way. With this visor, my reality is enhanced. When I travel, I get directions right in front of my eyes, telling me where to go in the fastest amount of time. If I want to have a conference on the go, where I can be meeting about business with my fellow docs while I'm tending to my garden, well, I can do that. If I want to go house hunting, I don't have to endure the brutal LA traffic to tour a place I don't even know if I'm going to like. And I know what you're thinking. If I'm supposed to be a hawk, shouldn't I be able to fly? I wish I could say yes, but this is only the first build of me. Hopefully we'll get that implemented very soon. Anyways, most humans already have devices capable of AR. Our powerful smartphones have the capability to overlay objects in real time through the camera. Think of Pokemon Go, or Instagram, or Snapchat. You may not realize it, but this is the technology that will continue to improve until one day you will be able to wear glasses or even contacts that will supplement your reality. Foregoing the days of staring down at your phone, being completely detached from the real world. Because it's not real versus virtual, it's real enhanced by virtual. So maybe we shouldn't call it virtual reality, or even augmented reality. And it certainly is not reality by itself. This, my friends, is mixed reality. It is the mix of the physical and virtual worlds in a multitude of ways, whether it be through the phone, the TV, or the HoloLens. AfterNow is a great example of a company innovating in the space of mixed reality, working with Microsoft and HoloLens to improve the way humans interact with machines for work, learning, playing, and socializing.
My name is Philip Lewicki. I'm the captain at AfterNow. We wanted to do mixed reality for a really long time. What we wanted to do, we wanted people to be able to see holograms, things in the air that don't exist, and touch them, and manipulate them. So what we did, we created our own device for mixed reality. We had a semi-transparent screen, 3D projectors, 3D head tracking, 3D glasses, leap motions for the hands tracking, so people could actually touch and move holograms around and place themselves and see things around. And we wanted to do that because we felt that for us, the cell phone was not evolving. We needed another way of moving forward the innovation. Basically what mixed reality is, it's a dial. You come from the beginning where it's reality, and at the end of that dial, it's virtual. So in between, you have all those different steps where you have a little bit more virtual that comes into a real, or a real that comes into a virtual. All those are in that between of that dial, and you can dial it as much as you want. And the HoloLens, for example, they're part of one of that dial. They're at one point, they're the holographic interface. But the mixed reality means everything. So it means as much VR as augmented reality. When you use the HoloLens, all the mobile apps that were developed for the phone platform of Microsoft, the Windows phones, most of them work in the HoloLens. So you can use Outlook, you can use Word, you can use Calendar. So there's a lot of those productivity apps that you can use just inside in 3D space. You have like infinite size screens. Just that is really a compelling use of the HoloLens. In terms of entertaining, Roboraid, Fragments, those are great games. When you go to the movie theater, you don't care about the projector. You care about what you're seeing. So the device is one thing, but it's going to be really secondary to everything, besides the content that are going to be created. Very simply and basically, the headset has all the tracking embedded in the headset. You have different type of cameras. You have 4 cameras just for the head tracking, to know where the head is looking at and where it is in space. And you have a set of electronics to map the space in 3D. So it creates a 3D mesh of the space. Out of that 3D mesh, you have algorithms and APIs that let you run analysis and estimate where the floor is, where the ceilings are, where the walls are, where the tables and the chairs are. So you have libraries that surface that data for you in Unity, for example, if you want to be programming on it. So the elements are for developer and businesses. So you have a version at $3,000 for developers. Business version, the commercial version, is the official name for businesses at $5,000. All the VR headset came up as public consumer devices a year ago, but they've been in the works since 2012. So the developer kits started in 2012, 13, 14. All those years, developers were building content, understanding the medium, trying to figure out how to make things with it, what's the business model, all those type of things. Took 3 years just to start getting there. And today, yes, you have a little bit of content, but it's still also the beginning. So if you take the AR glasses, we're year one. I mean, last year was probably year one of developer kit. Add 2 more, if not 3 years, until you get a consumer device, maybe, for that. But that's just maybe, I don't know. That's if you take the parallel with VR, that would be the expectation. Our website is afternow.io. You can follow us on Twitter at AfterNow Lab, and on Instagram at same thing, AfterNow Lab, and again, same thing on Facebook, it's AfterNow Lab.
Make sure to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to be notified about cool upcoming topics. And share it with a friend to potentially inspire. Because knowledge truly does equal power. I've been Doc Hak, and thanks again so much for watching. You have been prescribed.